Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Joanne Barker. I'm a senior movement and handling practitioner and I also work as a mental health first aid instructor. The aims of this webinar are to explain the value of maintaining a healthy workforce, explore the connection between mental health and musculoskeletal health, and to outline a whole person approach to workplace wellbeing. In my mood and handling role, I see the physical toll that care work can take, aches, strains, fatigue. In my role as mental health first aider, I witness the hidden pressures, the emotional stress, burnout and anxiety that often go unnoticed. When people are physically exhausted or emotionally overwhelmed, their risk of injury increases, their decision making is affected and ultimately the quality of care can suffer. Approaches that support colleagues and teams more holistically help create environments where people feel valued, protected and capable of delivering their best work. This dual focus enables to advocate for a culture of care that looks after the whole person, because when we care for our staff, they're better equipped to care for others. I believe it's vital to see musculoskeletal health and mental well-being as interlinked, not separate. When someone is stressed, anxious or unsupported, their physical resilience declines. They may skip safe techniques, take shortcuts, avoid asking for help, or struggle to concentrate. Equally, someone dealing with chronic physical pain may experience a knock-on effect on their emotional well-being. By building supportive, well-informed teams, we not only prevent harm but also promote a sense of belonging, dignity and psychological safety at work. That's why I prioritise listening to staff, understanding the real pressures they face and helping to co-design solutions that are both practical and compassionate. Whether it's through tailored training, safe systems of work or encouraging open conversations about mental health, I see every intervention as an opportunity to improve someone's experience at work. We have a responsibility not just to prevent injuries, but to create a workplace where people can thrive, grow and feel proud of the care that they provide. Creating a culture that genuinely values staff well-being means going beyond that compliance of a tick box training. It requires meaningful engagement, understanding the context in which people work, the demands they face, and the barriers that prevent them from working safely or confidently. I've seen firsthand how small positive changes, like involving staff in decisions, adjusting tasks to reduce physical strain, or simply acknowledging the emotional toll of care, can make that real difference to morale and motivation. I aim to create spaces where staff feel safe to speak up, to ask questions and reflect on their own well-being. I also work closely with leaders to help them recognise their role in modelling good practice and promoting psychological safety. When staff feel seen and supported, it creates that ripple effect. Team dynamics and civility improve. Communication becomes clearer and people are more likely to look out for one another. Ultimately, embedding a whole person approach into movement and handling is not just about reducing incidents, it's about sustainability. It's about building teams who feel capable, confident and cared for, who can provide high quality care without compromising their own health in this process. The learning objectives of this webinar are to understand how employee wellbeing directly influences productivity, safety, retention and overall organisational performance, to recognise the relationship between mental health and musculoskeletal health and how psychological stress can contribute or exacerbate physical conditions and how musculoskeletal discomfort can impact mental wellbeing. And lastly, how to identify whole person workplace wellbeing with strategies that support both mental and physical health in the workplace. As we are all aware, frontline care work can be physically and emotionally demanding. Staff often juggle moving and handling tasks, long or unsociable hours, as well as the emotional strain of caring for vulnerable individuals. Workforce wellbeing is also pivotal in addressing workforce challenges like retention and recruitment. The care sector has long struggled with high vacancy and turnover rates, which undermine continuity of care. A healthy, supported workforce is the backbone of safe and effective care, with service users receiving safer, more person-centred care when staff are looked after and well. When employees' own health and well-being suffer, the quality of care they can deliver inevitably declines. Conversely, improving staff well-being not only benefits employees, but also translates into better care. Outcomes for residents and service users. A healthy workplace culture, where staff feel looked after, create conditions for us to thrive, which supports safer staffing levels. It boosts morale and loyalty, making it more likely that good staff will stay. Notably, adult social care providers reported that maintaining staff morale has become increasingly challenging amid workforce shortages. Musculoskeletal disorders and mental health issues like stress, anxiety and depression can carry serious consequences for staff morale and safety. The total number of working days lost due to work-related musculoskeletal disorders in 2023-2024 was 7.8 million days, equating to an average of 14 days lost per case. Mental ill health accounted for 72 million working days lost and cost UK employees 45 billion each year. In the NHS, nearly one-third of staff report experiencing musculoskeletal issues due to their work, and almost 45% felt unwell from work-related stress in the past year. Social care settings face similar challenges. When staff are physically in pain or mentally exhausted, their productivity and ability to perform tasks can drop. They may need to take more time off work, leading to understaffing or reliance on temporary staff, or if they continue working while unwell, they might be operating at a reduced capacity. Over half of NHS staff reported coming to work despite not feeling well enough to perform their duties, a pattern likely mirrored in understaffed care homes. Mental and musculoskeletal health are closely linked. Psychological stress can lead to increased muscle tension, particularly in the neck, shoulders and back. This prolonged tension may reduce blood flow, restrict movement and contribute to muscle fatigue and pain. When stress is sustained, especially in demanding working environments, breaks are often missed and recovery time is reduced. Without adequate rest and movement, the body becomes more prone to injuries, such as back pain and joint issues. Additionally, mental fatigue can impair concentration and judgment, increasing the risk of handling errors, awkward postures and incidents. Over time, this cycle can result in long-term musculoskeletal disorders and even lead to time off work to chronic disability. In summary, stress and poor mental well-being contribute to physical tension, reduce the body's ability to recover, and increase the risk of injury, highlighting the need for integrated approaches to staff, health, and address both mind and body. Health and social care staff often work in environments that are emotionally intense and high pressure. Day in and day out, they support people who can be unwell and vulnerable, and that can take a serious toll on stress levels. When people feel emotionally drained, disconnected from their work, and start to lose their sense of purpose, that's particularly concerning because the staff are burnt out, their empathy can drop, and that can have a direct impact on the quality of care. High workloads, emotional demands, and the complex care situation impacts judgment and communication, and prolonged stress is linked to higher rates of anxiety and depression. This isn't just a personal issue, it's a systems issue. If we don't address it, it leads to more staff being off sick, higher turnover, and more pressure on those who remain. So what can we do? We need to create environments where people feel safe to speak up, where workloads are manageable, where there's time for reflection and support. When we look after the workforce, we protect the people that they care for too. When we are under stress, the body goes into a heightened state of alert. It's a classic fight or flight response. But when that stress becomes ongoing, the body doesn't get a chance to fully relax. One of the things that often happens is involuntary muscle tightening. We might not even notice at first, but muscles, especially around the neck, shoulders and back, can remain tense for long periods. Over time, the sustained tension starts to take its toll. This can limit our range of movement, cause stiffness and contribute to discomfort. And in what can be a physically demanding environment, this added strain increases the risk of musculoskeletal disorders. So it's not just about an emotional well-being. Chronic stress can have real physical consequences that affect how people carry out everyday tasks. It's one more reason why reducing stress and supporting staff needs to be a priority. Taking regular breaks isn't just a nice idea, it's essential for both physical and mental recovery. But in busy shifts, breaks are often the first thing to go. When staff skip their breaks, fatigue builds up. Muscles don't get that chance to rest and the brain doesn't get that mental reset it needs. Without recovery time, the risk of muscle strain goes up. Reaction times slow down and people may push tasks with poor posture or reduced focus, increasing the chances of injury. Over time, that repeated strain can lead to long-term health problems, chronic pain, joint issues and burnout, and it ultimately affects how people can do their job. So encouraging and protecting break time isn't just good practice, it's a key part of keeping staff safe, healthy and effective. There's a strong connection between stress, muscle tension and fatigue, and together these factors significantly increase the risk of injury. However, when staff are already under pressure, mentally and physically, the risk of injuries like back pain, sprains and repetitive strain injuries rises. When someone is working through pain or exhaustion, their ability to carry out safe, person-centred care is compromised. Improving well-being and reducing the risk of musculoskeletal and mental health issues requires a coordinated strategy that considers the full work experience, recognising through a whole person systems approach that the interaction of people, the tasks they are expected to perform, the tools they use, the environment in which they work, and the broader organisational factors all influence one another and must be addressed in an integrated and proactive way to create a healthier, more resilient workforce where individuals are empowered to work safely, think clearly, feel supported both physically and mentally, and ultimately thrive in their performance and well-being. To support physical health, it is essential to recognise and respond to individual limitations. Consideration should be given to factors such as previous musculoskeletal injuries, age and individual capabilities when allocating tasks or assessing risk. Employees have a duty to make reasonable adjustments tailored to their needs to help prevent further harm. Early reporting of discomfort or strain can reduce the likelihood of injuries developing and should be encouraged. To identify patterns and areas of concern, tools such as the HSE body mapping tool can be used to gather staff feedback and guide proactive improvements. Staff should also have access to occupational health services for timely assessment, advice and support. Managing workload and time pressure is essential for protecting staff well-being. Staffing levels should be aligned with the complexity of service user care needs, and tasks must be prioritised effectively to avoid staff becoming overwhelmed. Overwork can lead to fatigue, increased injury risk and reduced quality of care. Staff should be supported to escalate workload concerns, and regular reviews of task distribution can help maintain safe and sustainable working conditions. Ensuring that staff are knowledgeable, skilled and confident in their roles is very important to both safety and well-being. Staff should receive regular training that reflects real-life scenarios and challenges they may face. Opportunities for supervised practice and coaching help build up confidence, particularly in high-risk or emotionally demanding situations. A confident workforce is more likely to perform tasks safely and feel empowered in their role. Effective communication and information clarity are vital in creating a safe and supportive work environment. Shift handover should include clear updates, Preventing fatigue and supporting recovery are essential for maintaining both mental and physical health. Staff should be given protected time for rest breaks during their shifts, and rota should allow adequate recovery time between shifts. Promoting good sleep, hygiene and self-care practices through workplace wellbeing initiatives can help reduce exhaustion and improve resilience. Supportive environments that encourage nutrition, hydration, pacing and rest can also lower the risk of musculoskeletal injury. Limited access to staffing, equipment or support can increase workload and stress levels. Mentally, this can lead to frustration, burnout and a sense of helplessness. Physically, it may result in unsafe workarounds, overexertion or improper use of equipment, raising the risk of musculoskeletal injury. Frequent disruptions affect concentration and increase cognitive strain. Mentally, this contributes to irritability, reduced task satisfaction and fatigue. Physically, distractions can lead to poor body positioning, rush movements or errors in handling tasks, contributing to musculoskeletal discomfort or injury. Excessive mental efforts required to manage complex tasks, decision-making or constant multitasking can cause psychological fatigue and anxiety. When cognitively overloaded, individuals may neglect posture, miss safe handling techniques, or remain in a static, staying position, heightening the risk of musculoskeletal strain. Managing multiple responsibilities under time constraints can trigger chronic stress and reduce perceived control. This mental strain is linked to increased muscle tension and poor recovery. It can also lead to rushed or repetitive movements, contributing to cumulative physical strain and injury. Tasks requiring higher levels of problem solving, adaptability or responsibility may contribute to performance anxiety. Reduced confidence and ongoing mental fatigue, such tasks may involve awkward postures, sustained physical effort or handling under pressure, leading to increased musculoskeletal risk. The overall ergonomic and functional design of equipment, including adjustability, shape and physical form, can contribute to support natural movement, reduces physical effort and improves user confidence. Pure design can contribute to awkward postures, increased muscle strain and frustration. The ease with which equipment can be understood and operated, high usability reduces cognitive load and error risk, while poor usability can cause stress, mental fatigue and physically unsafe workarounds. The condition and reliability of equipment ensured through regular upkeep, well-maintained tools reduce physical effort and stress, while faulty or worn-out equipment can increase injury risk and decrease user trust and efficiency. The appropriateness of equipment for the specific task, user and environment. Equipment that is not fit for purpose can lead to repetitive strain, awkward postures, or inefficient task performance, impacting both mental well-being and musculoskeletal health. The positioning, clarity and organisation of controls and indicators can contribute to stressful situations. A logical, ergonomic layout supports efficient operation and reduces the need for awkward reaching or sustained postures. Poor layouts can increase cognitive strain, errors and physical discomfort. Sufficient and well-organised space allows safe movement and access to work areas and equipment. Inadequate layout can restrict posture, lead to repetitive strain and increase mental stress due to inefficiencies. Appropriate lighting levels and positioning support visual tasks, reduce eye strain and promote alertness. Poor lighting can result in fatigue, reduced accuracy and awkward body positioning. Controlled ambient noise supports concentration and effective communication. Excessive or unpredictable noise increases stress, cognitive load and fatigue, impacting both mental focus and physical tension. A tidy and organised workspace minimises obstacles and distractions. Clutter can contribute to trip hazards, limit movement and create visual stress, affecting both safety and mental clarity. Proper airflow and clean air maintain comfort and concentration. Poor air quality can cause fatigue, headaches, and general discomfort, reducing physical and mental performance. A stable and comfortable working temperature supports well-being. Excess heat can cause irritability and dehydration, while cold can lead to muscular stiffness and reduced dexterity. Clear understanding of job expectations, boundaries, and accountability supports well-being. Lack of clarity can lead to role conflict, stress, and duplicated or missed tasks, contributing to both mental strain and unsafe working practices. Adequate and appropriate staffing meets workload demands. Insufficient staffing increases workload, fatigue, and physical overexertion, while also contributing to burnout and reduced morale. The volume and pace of work expected within a given time can be unmanageable and unreasonable. Work as imagined versus work as done. Higher sustained pressure can lead to mental exhaustion, poor decision making, and increased risk of musculoskeletal injury due to rushed or prolonged physical tasks. The availability of competent, accessible leadership and guidance also supports well-being, whilst inadequate supervision can lead to feelings of isolation, reduced confidence, and increased risk-taking or improper techniques in physical tasks. Shared attitudes, values, and practices regarding health and safety in the workplace promote a positive safety culture that supports people to undertake best practices and encourages reporting concerns, reducing both physical injuries and stress. Skills for Care Wellbeing Resource Finder will help you find wellbeing resources that are relevant to the social care sector to support wellbeing in the workplace, as well as investing in your own emotional wellbeing. Supporting our NHS people, Resource Finder helps you manage your own health and wellbeing whilst looking after others. Self-care is not the same as self-indulgence or being selfish. It's about taking responsibility for your own well-being, so you can stay healthy, manage stress effectively, and continue to care for others with compassion and competence. In health and social care, where the demands are high and emotional labour is constant, self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It enables you to show up fully, perform your role safely and effectively, and maintain the resilience needed to face the daily challenges of your profession. Prioritising self-care helps protect your mental and physical health. It equips you to respond to stress, avoid burnout, and sustain the energy and empathy that your role demands. Yet, too often self-care is misunderstood or overlooked. Many staff view it as an optional extra rather than an essential foundation. The result? Increased fatigue, reduced performance, and a growing sense of being overwhelmed. It's important to recognise and truly believe that it's not only okay, but essential to take care of yourself. Self-care plays a critical role in preventing burnout, reducing the physical and emotional toll of stress, and helping you reconnect with what truly matters. Far from being a distraction, self-care can actually enhance your productivity by giving you the clarity, energy, and focus needed to do your work effectively. It may feel counterintuitive, especially in a demanding environment, but setting aside time for yourself is an act of strength, not weakness. You are not defined by your output, you are a human being, and that alone is reason enough to treat yourself with compassion and care. Remember, the kind of self-care you need when you're feeling overwhelmed by work may differ from the kind you need when you're feeling emotionally drained or physically exhausted. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. And if your self-care plan involves others, whether there's a walk with a friend or a chat over coffee or sharing responsibilities, communicate that with them. Let them know that you're part of your well-being strategy. They may not always be available, but they're a good friend or colleague. Chances are they'll be more than willing to support you. Ideally, before the need strikes, research outwardly and inwardly what self-care means and what works for you. There are self-care actions that can help pretty much everyone. Social interaction, feeling connected to other people is important. It can help you feel valued and confident about yourself and give you a different perspective on things. If you can, try to spend some time connecting with friends and family. Even a text or a phone call can make a difference. If you don't have supportive friends and family around and you're feeling isolated, there are other ways you can make connections. For example, you could try going to community events where you might have some interests or experience in common with other people there, or joining a group like a local book club or sports team. Getting into nature. Getting out in the green environments such as a park or countryside is especially good for you. Even if you don't have a garden or aren't very mobile, caring for plants or animals indoors can still help you get some benefits from nature. What you eat and when you eat can make a big difference to how you feel. Improving your diet may help you improve your mood, give you more energy, and help you think more clearly. Regular exercise doesn't have to be strenuous or sporty to be effective. To start with, you could try gentle exercise like a short walk, yoga, or swimming. The important thing is to pick something you enjoy so you're likely to stick with it. Enough sleep, hydrating, and taking small breaks throughout the workday. Good quality sleep makes a big difference to how we feel mentally and physically, so it's important to get enough. All the changes we have been through make it hard to maintain a consistent routine, but having regular sleeping pattern is fully important to get good sleep. If you can wake up and wind down and go to bed around the same time each day, it will really help. Avoid napping too if possible. Remember your sleep routine starts before you actually get into bed, so build in time every evening to wind down and switch off your tech. Things like reading, gentle stretches or meditation are very good ways to unwind. And keeping chargers from your devices out the bedroom to help you avoid absent-minded scrolling. But everyone is unique, so it's important to ask what actions make you feel better. Journaling, texting something nice to a friend, watching videos of dogs and cats, exercise maybe, television programs. Have a think, what do you do for your self-care? Positive relationships and a supportive team culture make a real difference to how we feel at work. When we look out for each other, we help create a healthier, safer and more enjoyable workplace for everyone, regardless of role or grade. It is important to regularly share information about the health and wellbeing support available. This includes counselling, the Employee Assistance Programme, coaching, peer support and staff networks. You don't need to be a manager to help spread the word. Start conversations within your team. Try asking, how can we support each other's wellbeing at work? Everyone's input matters. Keep an eye on one another. Are your colleagues showing signs of stress, physical discomfort or fatigue? Being aware of each other's wellbeing, including physical health, helps build a more compassionate team. Support one another in taking regular breaks, whether to stretch, access a support service, or simply recharge. These small moments can make a big difference to our overall well-being. And most importantly, role model healthy behaviours. Take breaks, stay hydrated, eat regularly and move often. When we each take care of ourselves, we are better able to care for others and to support our colleagues in doing the same. To sum up, maintaining a healthy and well-supported workforce is essential for delivering safe, effective and compassionate care. Positive employee wellbeing leads to improvements in care quality, patient satisfaction and even organisational performance. When the staff feel supported and valued, they are more likely to provide high quality care, which leads to better patient outcomes and higher levels of satisfaction. By investing in the well-being of employees, organisations can overcome many of the challenges associated with retention, recruitment and care delivery. When staff are well supported, they are more likely to stay with the organisation, work effectively and contribute to an overall positive culture that benefits both employers and service users alike. It is clear that prioritising staff wellbeing is not just a nice to have, it is essential for the success of the organisation. This short exercise gives us the opportunity to take a moment of self-care. Please close your eyes if you are comfortable to do so, or it's just fine to keep your eyes open and have a soft gaze downwards. If you don't want to join in for this, that's fine. You can just sit silently. Bring attention to how you are sitting and find a way to be relaxed and alert at the same time. Bring attention to your breath and notice how you are breathing. If you like, take some deeper, slower breaths. Let's give ourselves permission to let go of our busy day and become present together. We'll stay silent to give ourselves time to be in the moment. And now, to end this time, you can invite a bit of movement into your body. Perhaps move your hands and your feet and stretch if you like. If you have closed your eyes, you can now slowly open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you for doing this. I hope this was a welcome little break.